Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. For those new to the channel, my name is Sean, also known as Film Guru, and I started this channel, I must say, a particular variety of film and film content, so thanks for joining me today. Today I'm continuing on my reviews of horror films, and today I'll be looking at Urban Legend. This came out in 1998 and was written by Silvio Horta and directed by Australian filmmaker Jamie Blanks. It starred Alicia Witt, Jared Leto, Rebecca Gayheart, Danielle Harris, Robert Englund, Loretta Devine, Michael Rosenbaum, and Tara Reid. I'm not going to go completely through what this film's about. Ultimately, it's about a serial killer killing people in a variety of ways that relate to urban legends. We have our main group of college students, our fearless lead Alicia Witt's character, Natalie, and it's really about them trying to work out what's going on before it's ultimately costing them their lives. I've been a big fan of this film for a long time. I remember when it first came out, and this is sort of capitalising, continue on what Scream started in 1996. This is 2 years later, and they're still delivering these great sort of slasher films. What I really liked about this film the most was the fact it was directed by a fellow Australian. And not only that, but he only made 3 films as a horror director. This, Valentine, and Storm Warning. But I would have loved to have seen him do much more of these sort of type of films, because Jamie Blanks really understands how to make a good slasher film, and I really love what he does here. I love the cast of a lot of up-and-comers and people who are doing some stuff already. You know, you had Jared Leto, who was sort of new on scene in a way. Michael Rosenbaum, done a couple of things, but this was kind of his big break. Tara Reid was another one. I'd never seen her in anything before this film. Alicia Witt was really good, I thought, in this film. I think she's a really solid character, plays a really solid character in Natalie. And you really sort of connect to her in a way, and you can understand why she starts to be affected by things that she sees and experiences in the film. Danielle Harris is really great, you know, a Scream queen herself from Halloween 4 and 5. It's good to see her back in a role like this. It's only a small role, but she's really great. I think everybody does a great job in this film. I think Josh Jackson's really good. He's sort of coming off the fame of Dawson's Creek and trying to break free of that, and he does an interesting role here. And it's really great to see Robert Englund playing a character who's different to what he usually plays. He's a professor, he's a guy talking about urban legends, not the killer himself, and I really liked that. I thought he was really, really great in the film, and it was a really great stroke of genius to have someone like that. And Brad Dourif's in it as well, who plays an interesting character at the beginning of the film. Besides all the cast and what Jamie Blanks does with this film, there's some really great death scenes in it. I really like the start, the sequence where the killer's hiding in the back seat and ultimately the character gets decapitated, which is really, really great scene. The whole opening sequence is great, where she pulls into this rundown old sort of service station and needing fuel, and what transpires in that scene is really great. I think all the sort of urban legend things work really well. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? That scene's really good as well, where Danielle Harris's character ultimately dies. And I kind of really liked what they did with Josh Jackson's character in that classic urban legend with the girlfriend sitting in the car and the scratching on the roof. I thought that was really great. I think, like I said, Jamie Blanks really understands this genre. He does a really great job in captivating and providing really great scares in the movie. And I really like the look and feel of the film ultimately. This spawned a sequel and a kind of a spin-off in a way with Bloody Mary. But this one is ultimately the best in the particular series that it created. And that all comes down to the way Jamie Blanks presents this film and what he does as a director. I really love the choices of music. And there's just something really great about this film, the funness to the film, that I think a lot of later slashers missed out on, who went a bit too serious. But because of Scream, there was always a bit of humour in the slasher films that did follow, and this is an example of that. And I know a lot of people don't like this film because of the fact of who the killer is and the actual physicality of the killer. When it's revealed, could this person have really done all those things that we saw in the film? And I guess I'm not sure, but I liked that it was sort of a different killer in that way, because it focused on more of a female villain that I liked, because we hadn't had that. Yes, we had Mrs. Loomis in Scream 2, and we had Mrs. Voorhees in the original Friday the 13th, but not to the capacity that we see in this movie, and I liked that, and it felt refreshing because of that. There's a lot of other references to horror films, especially Halloween in the last part of the film, where Alicia Witt's character Natalie's in this sort of rundown section of the university, and she ultimately starts to walk through there and see all the dead bodies, all the people who've been killed, much like Jamie Lee Curtis's character Laurie Strode did in the original Halloween, where she goes into the house and there's bodies everywhere. And I thought that was a great nod to that. And there's a lot of other variety of great nods to other horror films in this film as well. I'm just a big fan of it because I like these sort of mystery films, and there's a killer, there's a lot of red herrings, there's a lot of things happening in the movie where you, as a viewer, have to invest your time and really try and think about what's going on and work it out. And I like that, and I miss slasher films like that. Even though I like the new Scream films, they miss out on that red herring aspect, which is very important to this genre in my opinion. Overall, it's just a really great film. It is one of the really solid and great, in my opinion anyway, 90s slasher films that does really well, and it captures that sort of genre in a really great way, and I was really impressed by this. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. Sorry with some of the spoilers, but it is definitely worth checking out, especially if you like this particular genre. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Letterboxd and Facebook. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.